Hello, viewers. My name is Helen, the convener of Marriage on the Rock and Singles with Purpose. I'll be discussing seasons in marriage. Yes, how do you navigate through seasons in your marriage? The marriage institution sometimes is like a weather forecast. You know why? Because every marriage has a weather forecast. Some days it's sunny and warm. Some days it feels like a harmattan, a little bit of dryness and then cold, and then you might be uncomfortable. Other days could feel like, okay, it's a heavy rain. Some other day it could just be like a little drizzling. You just have to wait it out. That is what you have to do. You cannot run away from all the weather you will come across in your marriage. The question is this: are you gonna have some seasons in your marriage? The answer is yes. You are gonna have seasons, various seasons, per time, per season. But the truth of the matter is that we will need to learn how to survive every season that you will come across in your marriage without losing out yourself, without losing your significant other, without becoming a poison, without becoming somebody who is being poisoned. So you will need to learn how to adapt and how to adapt into all the system and all the seasons that you will come across in your marriage. We'll be discussing that. So how would you be able to navigate all through these seasons is what we'll be considering in this series. Some other times in your marriage you would feel like something just changed. Have you ever looked at your spouse and maybe you have the thoughts that something has really changed in this man, something has really shifted in this woman, but you can't really place it, you can't explain it. You still love each other. Yes, it is so much evidence, but so many things feels different. Conversations are shorter. Sometimes the touch feels so awkward. Some other times silence feels so louder. That's not necessarily a problem. It might just be a new season in your marriage that you have to adjust so that you could sustain. And then there could be another phase, which is the misconception breaker. Many people think that once there are problems or maybe there are some challenges in marriage, it's signifying that love has ended. But most time, love didn't end. A season just changed. And what worked in that last season might not likely work for this very season. So marriage didn't fall. Marriage does not fail because seasons come. Marriage struggles because couples don't know how to navigate through them. Want to look at it biblically, there is wisdom in that angle as well, because even the Bible tells us in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, there are seasons to everything. God is the God of seasons. He created times and seasons. He created seed time. He created a time for harvest. So why won't you expect some seasons in your marriage also? Because everything cannot remain the same forever. There are seasons, and then there could be seasons where you will plant. There are seasons for harvesting. There are seasons for waiting. There are seasons for you to speak. There are things for there are seasons for silence. I can tell you that there are seasons to every day. Surely marriage has seasons too, and wisdom is when you know that this is a particular different season, and then you begin to respond to it with wisdom, understanding, adjustment, and then a lot of patience. I once met a couple that said to me, we're always fighting, we are always quarreling, we are not at the same stage, we are not at the same page, we never agree with anything. And this is not because my husband is cheating, it is not because the wife is cheating, but they thought something significant was actually happening. They felt something was broken. They felt that maybe things are not just in order, that maybe the marriage is ending towards a collision. But you know what? They were simply in a very different season from the one they were well used to, and no one has taught them how to handle it. That is the reason why in most marriages you felt a significant shift that you cannot even place, you cannot even explain it. They are all seasons. They come, and I can tell you they'll still go, and you really need to check yourself. There is another one that we need to check yourself. Yes, we need to check yourself. If everything just annoys you, every conversation feels like an argument, every suggestion sounds like an attack, please, before blaming your spouse, ask yourself, is this a personal problem? Is this problem mine? Or is it a season I don't understand? So many things happen. We change over time in marriage. Too many things changes, and then we will need to learn. So most of the time, if you started seeing yourself as a stranger to yourself, it is time for you to please pause, okay? Be patient, and then be ready to understand yourself, and then understand the situation, understand the season, understand your spouse, and things will be better. What have I been saying here? What exactly will this series be attending to? By the special grace of God, in this very series that will last for some weeks now, we will talk about the different seasons of marriage. We will speak about how to recognize the seasons you are in presently, and then we will be able to tell you what to do and what not to do in each of the seasons. We will also be talking about how to survive all the seasons, either it is hard, either it is soft season, without creating permanent damage to yourself, to your spouse, and then to your home in general, even to your children inclusive. These and more are what we'll be considering in this series as the Lord will be helping us through it. Let me just tell you, I am so happy to tell you that marriage does not just break suddenly, it only shifts quietly, season by season. And I want to please sound this warning that if you don't adjust, you will fight what you should be understanding. Sometimes you don't need to fight, sometimes you don't need to give the silent treatment, sometimes you don't have to nag. All you have to do is to understand through the season. So marriage don't break except if we break it by ourselves. We shouldn't be fighting what we should be understanding. Please, I want that to sink very well. And sometimes there are women, there are wives who feel guilty struggling in marriage seasons. They think a good wife shouldn't feel like this, a good wife should have done this, a good wife should have not done this. But you know what? The truth is that even good marriages go through difficult seasons. So it is not only peculiar to you, it is everywhere. So the goal is not to pretend that all is well. No. You don't need to pretend as if everything is okay, everything is all right. The goal is to navigate wisely. So you don't have to see yourself, you don't have to see your marriage as if it was the worst all over the world. Just pause, stay there until you listen to other people's issue. Then you will know that yours is even the least to be considered as important. So don't start to blame yourself. Don't blame your significant other. Just hold on there and meet up with me on this series as we will be discussing every season that you might likely come across in your marriage. And you will be able to also identify which of the seasons am I passing through right now, and more so the wisdom with which you need to navigate through one season to the other season, without damaging yourself, without damaging your significant other, and without damaging your children, without damaging your home or your extended family. We'll be dealing with this by the special grace of God. So it's nobody's problem, it is nobody's fault. Seasons just happened. All right, so let's talk honestly, biblically, and practically about the seasons in marriage and how to walk through them without losing love, without losing respect, without losing intimacy or purpose in your marriage. Be aware that marriage is not static, it evolves through seasons, just like nature. So marriage doesn't stay in one emotional climate. It shifts, it evolves, it matures, and sometimes it could stretch you. And don't forget again that each season carries its own peculiarity, its own challenges, its own lessons, and even blessing. All you have to do is to identify, recognize, and then you adapt and grow through these seasons rather than you resisting them. Marriage is not a long-time honeymoon, it's not a forever honeymoon, it is not a straight line of passion, of peace, or of plenty. Marriage is a journey, and like every other journey, it has seasons. So you will have to stay with me here and let us learn together. Thank you so much for listening to me today. See you in the next episode. I pray that the peace of the Lord will rest upon your home. And no matter the season that your marriage is in right now, the Lord will see you through. The boat of your family will not capsize. Your home is blessed. Bye-bye.